In this video, we're going to show you how you can easily create a thread of all of your Noble challenge posts. If you're like me and you didn't thread them, it can be a bit of a pain to try and find them just through the standard Twitter interface, but there's an easy way to do this, and we're going to show you that process now. So I've just logged into Twitter here. What you're going to want to do is you want to go to the More, and you're going to want to go to Analytics. If you don't have analytics turned on, just enable it. It'll take a minute or so for it to pop up. If you do that flow, you'll probably end up on the tweets. If you haven't used analytics, it's a great way to get insights into what you're doing on Twitter, how you're trending. As you can see, I'm down across the board. I've been doing a lot more development lately and not posting as much. But once you have this enabled, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Tweets, and then on the drop-down menu here, you're going to want to select June 2022. And what that's going to do is give you a list of all of the tweets that you've done. So as I scroll down here, you can see that I've posted the day 28 and the day 27 for the challenges. If you click on the time or date, depending, if you click on that, it actually takes you to the tweet that you did. Okay, so that's the link. So this gives us a list of all of them. What we want to do is to be able to easily create a thread. So there's a third-party app that you can use called Typefully. So if you go to typefully.com, and if you do log in, what it's going to ask you to do is to authorize and connect to your Twitter account. So if I click on the login to get started, it's going to ask for permissions because it's a Twitter management posting app. It's going to ask for a fair amount of them. You can disable that, and I'll show you that at the end to revoke those. So you're going to say, I want to authorize the app. You want to make sure you're doing it from the Twitter account that you did all the posts. So I'm going to say authorize app. It takes me back to a draft. And Typefully would be used to be able to create a bunch of tweets and schedule them, but for what we want to do is just to create a thread. So you can see at the beginning I'm at a new draft, and there's like tips to get started. But what I'm going to want to do is go back to the Twitter analytics. I'm going to right click on the date, or in this case the hour. I'm going to say copy link address, go back to Typefully, just paste it, hit return 3 times, go back to the Twitter activity, scroll down, find the next one, right click, copy link address, go to Typefully 3 times, and you can see this is creating a thread. So really easy process. Because it is an app, if I were to close this out, and if I then were to go back in, you can see that that draft is still there. So again, really simple process. You're just going to keep going back and go down, copy the link address, and paste it. Once you have all of your posts there, you have 2 ways to be able to share this with the Noble team. They're going to want to have a link that is going to go to this thread. So you can either go down to the bottom, you can say, I want to tweet it. I wouldn't click any of these, and you tweet. What that's going to do is tweet to your account all of those, like one thread with all of those posts. So you can do that. If you do that, then there's no way to edit it. The other option that you have is you can go over here and you'll see that there's a hamburger menu, then there's share draft. So if I click on that, and if I enable a public link and I click on view, that then shares a draft mode. So in this case here, I'm not actually going to publicly repost all of those tweets, and I could take this URL and I could paste that into the form that the Noble team is going to build for you. So 2 ways to be able to do that. You can either do the share, grab a public link, or when you're done and you 100%, you can tweet it out. So either of those methods will get you a link to that. After you're finished doing that, depending on how you've shared the link with the Noble team, you can remove your account from Typefully. If you've tweeted it out, then it's going to be public on your Twitter timeline, and you can revoke the access right away and remove your account. If you did the public share of the draft, you need to keep the account enabled until they've been able to verify and you have your card. So kind of two paths that you would do. The way that you would do that would be that you can come here and you can say, I want to log out. And I would only do that after you have verification of your card. You're going to confirm that. And then the other thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back to Twitter. And in Twitter, you click on the More, Settings and Privacy, Security and Account Access, Apps and Sessions, and Connected Apps. And what that's going to show you is any of the apps that you may have connected over time. It's always a good idea to come here and just have a look. In this case here, you can see Typefully, and I can say that I want to revoke app permissions. I would only want to do that again if you've already received the card from the Noble team. If you've shared the draft mode and you do this, you're going to lose access. So you'd have to redo that entire process again. But really simple, just revoke, and you're done.